2nd Street in New York City. You're watching PIX Morning News.
How about some entertainment news?
Yeah, Emily Francis is there. Hey, Em.
Hey, guys. All right, if you have that someone special in your life that you're just dying to get rid of but don't know how, well, Jodyne Speyer can help you with her new book, Dump 'Em, How to Break Up with Anyone from Your Best Friend to Your Hairdresser. And we are very happy to have her here with us this morning. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations on the book. Obviously, funny runs in your family. Your sister is Sarah Silverman. So how did she have any input on the book, or did you kind of write it and say, look at what I could do?
I was looking for a way to dump my sister. I just figured I'd write the book.
So rather than just doing it like face to face, you just did passive aggressive, right?
No, she contributed to the chapter on how to dump your family, which is actually the hardest chapter to write.
I bet.
But she was the funny part of the chapter, so.
Well, and she recently, had a very public breakup and get back together and break up. I don't know where they are, but she seems to know how to do it in a very creative way. Hence, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
Yes, she does.
So did she? I mean, from growing up like that, did you have I'm sure a lot of comedic things that have happened in your life. Like what was it like growing up in that household and having friends like you, not like you, and having to break up with them?
Wait, growing up in my household?
Well, no, growing up like where you did, like in high school, and I mean, how did you?
I didn't deal with breakups well at all. I mean, that's kind of why I wrote the book. I was the classic avoider. I just chose to not call someone back or run like blocks away from them. So if I thought I would see them, I would run away from them. I lashed out. I was the unhealthy model. And I needed to change, and that's kind of what led me to write the book.
Interesting. So what was that pivot, that defining moment when you knew it was time to change?
I had a friend it was a new friend. We went out once, but in her mind, we were best friends. And so when I tried to avoid her, she wasn't getting the picture.
Right.
And I tried to call her and talk about it, couldn't take control of the conversation, which my book is really about. Mm-hmm. And I went in search of a book that would teach me how to do just this. And when I found that there wasn't that book, it just was a natural, like, oh my God, maybe this is my calling. I need to be the one to spend a year of my life and write it, which is why I did it.
Wow, good for you. And that's a good way to come. That's a good way to come about it. So what have you learned most from the process of doing this? What would you say is the best way
to break up with someone?
Yes.
I think part of it is really rehearsing what you're going to say to that person. Mm-hmm. I think women generally tend to overtalk. We go and we think, well, I'll wing it. I'll tell my best friend that it's not working out. We overtalk. Mm-hmm. So really rehearse what you're going to say, because you really want to take control of the conversation.
But what happens when you do rehearse and it just completely goes a different way than you had anticipated?
You have to take control of it. So if you rehearse and kind of keep this idea that less is more, you have control of the conversation. If they try to kind of take you, like convince you, no, don't end this friendship, you have to say, I'm sorry, that's just not possible.
Right.
But to go back a step, I also think giving someone the heads up that if they don't change, you're going to dump them is important.
That is so hard to do, though.
It is, but if you give them the heads up, for instance, if we're talking about a friendship, mm-hmm. if you say to your friend, listen, I love hanging out with you. I also think you should pay someone a compliment. It just kind of sets the tone. It shows that you don't mean harm.
And it sounds like it's going to be constructive.
Yes, because you don't want to go in and have the charge.
Right.
Because oftentimes we wait till it's too late and then we lash
you're gonna
out.
Explode. Exactly.
So really just be kind, don't have the charge, say, listen, I've thought about our friendship. I realize that you never have your wallet when we have lunch or whatever the situation mm-hmm. is. That needs to change in order for me to continue this friendship. And I know it sounds like, oh my God, can I actually do that? You can. If you try it, do it once, it gets easier.
So you're not running away anymore. You're not the avoider when it comes to this anymore.
No, you know what? You really, there's a kind and graceful and respectful way to end a relationship, and that's kind of what my book is about. A few simple steps.
Well, congratulations. I think
you.
It's going to be very constructive to a lot of people. We have so many books on how to break up with boyfriends, but you're absolutely right.
Yes.
How to deal with, with friends, coworkers,
the whole gamut,
etc.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me. Yay.
And Dump 'Em is in stores now. And look at the cover.
Straight talk.
Straight talk.
Can't go wrong with that, right?